The people that you choose to surround yourself with will always elevate you or they'll always hold you back. If you start to feel isolated, if you start to feel like you can't talk to anybody else in your walk to God, it's not because you lost your social skills or because you're becoming a loser. It's because your spirit has nothing to say to anybody's flesh. Your flesh wants to be that person that can connect with anybody, but your spirit understands you don't need that. You have got to let your spirit guide you and direct you instead of your flesh. That's the theme for today's video. I feel like I've gotten to that point in my life, in that point in my relationship with God, where my spirit is starting to make more decisions for me than my flesh. And of course, I'm not claiming to be this perfect guy, this perfect religious man, because I'm not. I stumble every single day. I stumble probably more than the average Christian, but I'm still pretty consistently speaking to God. I'm consistently being a person that is just trying his best. And as I started to get closer with God, I started to realize that my relationships and my dynamics in person with my friends started to change drastically. And to me, at least, this was completely out of left field. I would always view myself as this person that was charismatic. I would view myself as this person that just knew the right things to say to certain people. I was always a social butterfly. But this semester of college, the last 3 to 4 months, I don't know what happened. I stopped talking to people. I lost my social skills. I stopped being charismatic. And I was just confused. This was unlike me. I didn't feel this way since COVID happened. That was the last time I felt socially awkward. But it wasn't like I was really upset, because even though I started distancing myself from a lot of the people in my life, I was still leaning further into God. And I was still talking to God consistently. I was writing to God consistently. I was going to Bible study. I was going to church. I was having conversations about God. I was having conversations with God. And then I realized the people that I was comfortable with, the people that I was actually having meaningful, deep conversations with, these were people that I would say I can comfortably talk about God to. And then the other people in my life, I just seemed a little bit disinterested. And I'm going to get to the point. I'm sorry for kind of rambling about this introduction, but the point is, after I started focusing more on my spirit and showing myself improvement through my spirit has less to say to other people's flesh. That charismatic man, that social butterfly, that person that can walk into a room and talk to anybody, that was the flesh. That was my flesh. That was who I was in the world. And it was always easy for my flesh to connect to your flesh. It was always easy for my flesh to understand where you were coming from, to have those same conversations that, we can laugh and smile about. But you have to distance yourself from the flesh. You can't live in the world. You can't live in this environment that's literally made to kill you. This environment that's literally made to send you to hell. You can't live in that environment. So I separated myself, and I've been trying to isolate myself from these fleshly desires. I've been trying to isolate myself from just the flesh in general. And now the more I talk to those same people, those people that I cared about, those people that I loved, I'm realizing my spirit doesn't have anything to say to your spirit. My spirit for sure doesn't want to talk to your flesh. And my flesh, he's taking the back seat. He's not steering the wheel anymore. So now my spirit is walking into these rooms. My spirit is seeing people. My spirit is communicating with people. And he's just not interested. He doesn't want to talk. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing important that we can talk about if I'm only going to be communicating with your flesh. And the whole point of me making this video is to say, if you start to feel isolated, if you start to feel like you can't talk to anybody else in your walk to God, and you just feel like you're unintentionally going ghost, it's not because you lost your social skills or because you're becoming a loser. It's because your spirit has nothing to say to anybody's flesh. Your spirit is understanding that this conversation that I'm having with somebody's flesh is only going to lead me to a place I don't really want to be at. So your spirit is protecting you. I understand your flesh wants to be that charismatic guy. Your flesh wants to be that person that can connect with anybody, but your spirit understands you don't need that. You don't have to connect with everybody, especially if these people don't have spirits that can communicate with yours. I had so many people texting me recently saying, hey, we don't really hang out as much. And I continuously try to tell them, hey, it's nothing personal. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of focused on me and God right now. And I don't really feel a connection talking to anybody outside of me and a select few people. And I'm not saying that these people are evil. I'm not saying that these people are even fleshly to an extent, because I don't know their relationship with God. I don't understand their relationship with the world. All I'm saying is that when I speak to them, my spirit doesn't feel that connection, versus when I talk to some of my best friends. My spirit is as comfortable as possible. We start talking about God, we start talking about life, we start talking about things that my spirit is interested in. It's not fleshly, it's not worldly, it's something that I can benefit from, something that I am truly getting value out of. Versus when I'm sitting at a table with people that my flesh loved back in the day, before I found God, my flesh loved these people. Now I'm sitting at a table with them and they're talking, they're cracking jokes, and I'm just sitting in a corner uninterested because my spirit cannot connect. And my flesh feels that. Like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm not living in the spirit 24/7. My flesh does take control sometimes, and he feels bad at the fact that I can't connect with these people that I used to connect to. But as sad as it is, what can you do? Your spirit is taking control, and you can't sit here and say, I understand you're trying to do what's best for me, but I want to do this. I want to talk to this person. I want to do this fleshly thing. I'm not going to do that. I want to. Don't get me wrong. I for sure want to, but I'm not going to, because why would I? I'm going to try my absolute hardest to trust God's guidance. I'm going to try my absolute hardest to just try to do what I can do to be what God wants me to be. The people that you choose to surround yourself with will always elevate you, or they'll always hold you back. There's no in between. There's no middle ground. It's either they'll progress you or they'll regress you. And my spirit is clawing to get out. My spirit is clawing to come give God a big hug. My spirit is crawling to get out of this world, and my flesh wants to connect with these people. My flesh wants to get $1 million. My flesh wants to get this. My flesh wants this. And as hard as it may be, you've got to let go. And I say all that to say, sometimes it's not even about your friends or some of the people in your life just not being interesting to you anymore. Sometimes it's a genuine war of these people trying to drag you down. And it may not be intentional, but if your spirit's trying to escape something, and these people can only connect with your flesh, that means you're giving your spirit a backseat every single time you talk to them. So I guess a little call to action at the end of this video is think about your flesh in the way that it communicates, and then think about your spirit and think about the way that that communicates as well. In conversations when you might start to dissociate, in conversations where you might feel a little disinterested, think to yourself, is my spirit trying to escape? Does my spirit want to be a part of this conversation? Do we have something to genuinely talk about? Or is my flesh just having a great time talking to this person? Can I be authentically who I am around this person? Because trust me, your spirit doesn't want to act. Your spirit doesn't want to put on a front for who they are. Your spirit literally cannot do that. Your authentic self is trying to break free. It's trying to break out. And if you have to find yourself faking to be somebody else when you're talking to somebody, your flesh is wearing a costume. And the spirit doesn't do that. The spirit is going to make you feel miserable if you're putting on that costume. You're going to feel so drained being somebody that you're not. So yes, reevaluate your circle. Look around, see what your flesh is saying, see what your spirit is saying. Talk to God. Understand that God is never going to fail you. He's always going to direct you in a place that is going to benefit you for the future. So if God is directing your spirit somewhere different, I would highly recommend, I would for sure recommend that you follow that place. Follow God's guidance and follow God's direction. Trust God's will, because that's always going to bring you to great places. And I need you to genuinely believe that. But yeah, that was just something that I was thinking about recently. I feel like somebody would resonate with that story that I just shared. So yeah, hopefully somebody got some value out of that. Thank you guys for watching this video. Appreciate y'all. See y'all next time. Peace out.